Hello， 大家好 ，Welcome to 双语成语 Bilingual Chinese Idiom. I'm 徐老师
And I'm Lucy. Okay, so 老师, what 成语 are we going to look at today?
Today we are going to look at 三人成虎.
So it literally means 3 people become tigers. Am I right?
Maybe we should break the idiom down character by character first.
I think that would be best.
I'm sure you know 三人 very well. 3 people, 三人.
Yep, so that's 三人.
And 成 is to become. 虎 is tiger. So 成虎 is to become a tiger.
So that's 成虎. So what does 三人成虎 actually mean, 老师?
If we translate it literally, it is 3 people make tigers. But the figurative meaning is to say when many people are spreading fake news or rumors, the damage they cause is like that of a ferocious tiger.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
Lucy, if some fake news are repeated 3 times by different people to you, would you believe it?
I might not believe it at first, but after being told several times, I might start to believe it.
Exactly. Though it may sound far-fetched or like fake news in the beginning, you might start to change your mind after hearing it 3 times. I should also mention, 三 in classical Chinese is not just about the actual number 3, it can mean many. A good example of this would be the Chinese word for crowd. If we combine 3 people, 三人, it makes the character 众, which means crowd. So 3 people make a crowd.
Oh, that's very interesting because in English we actually have a famous saying which is 3's a crowd.
You see, Chinese has a lot in common with English. Do you know, the first time when I heard of this saying, I thought it meant the more the merrier, but it turned out to be the opposite.
Oh, I can understand that logic to be fair. Yeah, so when we say 3's a crowd, it's a way of saying that a third person is not welcome when 2 people, for instance, it could be 2 lovers, for example, want to be alone together. I have to ask, did you happen to be the third person when you heard this term first?
Well, nearly, but perhaps that's the story for another time. Are you ready to tell the story with me?
I am indeed. Let's go.
三人成虎.
3 liars make a tiger.
战国时期，中国有很多小国，常常打仗。
During the Warring States period, China was made up of many small states that would often go to war.
为了生存，各国会互相签订友好合约。
In order to survive, each state signed a treaty of amity.
国王再把太子送到同盟国做人质，表示自己会守约。
The king then sent the crown prince to the allied nation to act as a hostage as a gesture to show that he would honor the treaty.
这次魏王派大臣庞聪和太子一起去赵国做人质。
On this occasion, the king of Wei sent his minister, Pang Cong, and the crown prince to the state of Zhao to act as hostages.
庞聪知道朝廷上经常有人说他坏话，离开前他去找魏王。
Pang Cong knew that there were often people in the imperial court that would make malicious remarks about him. So before leaving, he went to go see the king of Wei.
他说，大王，如果今天有一个人告诉您，大街上有老虎，您会相信吗？
He said, My king, if someone told you that there was a tiger in the town today, would you believe them?
魏王笑笑说，当然不相信。
The king of Wei chuckled and said, Of course not.
庞聪又问，如果第二个人也说街上有老虎，您会相信吗？
Pang Cong then asked, If 2 people both said that there was a tiger in the town today, would you believe them?
魏王回答，我会半信半疑。
The king of Wei replied, Part of me would, but part of me wouldn't.
庞聪继续问，那如果第3个人也说街上有老虎，您会相信吗？
Pang Cong continued, How about if 3 people said that there was a tiger in the town today? Would you believe them then?
魏王回答，那我就相信了。
The king of Wei replied, then I would believe them.
庞聪说，大王，大街上本来就没有老虎，但是说的人多了，您就相信了。
Pang Cong said, My king, originally there was no tiger in the town today, but if there were many people who were saying it, you'll start to believe them.
我这次去赵国，一定会有人在您面前说我的坏话，您千万别听信谣言。
If I go to the state of Zhao on this occasion, people will most certainly speak ill of me in your presence. You mustn't believe their lies.
魏王说，相信我，我不会的。
The king of Wei said, Believe me, I won't.
庞聪一离开，果然就有很多人说他的坏话，魏王开始不相信。
Upon Pang Tong's departure, sure enough, many people began speaking maliciously about him. The king of Wei didn't believe them at the start.
但是说的人多了，他也开始半信半疑。
But when more and more people were speaking ill of him, the king of Wei started to partly believe it.
等到庞聪从赵国回来，魏王就再也不信任他了。
When Pang Tong returned from the state of Zhao, the king no longer trusted him. Okay, guys, that's the end of the story for today. I have to say, I feel a bit sorry for the minister. He tried to do some damage control in advance, but unfortunately, people have the tendency to believe false information to be correct after hearing it over and over again.
It's very true. This is called the illusory truth effect. Some studies have shown if people are told something often enough, they will believe it. Do you remember during the COVID-19, some people falsely linked the spread of virus to 5G technology? And the spread of misinformation led to vandalism of 5G infrastructure. It's another example of 三人成虎.
Oh, definitely. I think that's an excellent example of 三人成虎. There were so many bits of fake news and misinformation going around. Some people need to use their initiative instead of jumping on the bandwagon.
We have to say with the advancement of technology, people can get hold of information easily, but they can also easily fall victim of misinformation and disinformation. When 三人成虎 is happening all the time, it's important to check your facts and not become one of the tiger, 老虎, in this context.
You know, I totally agree with you. Okay, so 老师, now that we know the meaning of 三人成虎, can you teach us how to use it in context?
As we discussed earlier, 三人成虎 is used to describe how rumor or lies can cause significant damage, much like tigers. We can use it as a complete sentence to comment on the spread of rumors or lies by saying this is just 三人成虎. It's not true. Sometimes we hear people say 谣言一开始就会三人成虎. 谣言 is rumor. When a rumor starts, it becomes a tiger.
Oh, so that's 谣言一开始就会三人成虎. It takes on a life of its own, right?
Precisely. So Lucy, is there any expression similar to 三人成虎 in English? Did you also have three liars make a tiger idiom?
Well, not exactly the same, but we have an expression that a lie snowballs. If something snowballs, it means it becomes bigger. And then we also have an expression that says, when a lie snowballs, it takes on a life of its own. This means that the lie becomes so big that it can't be contained. Kind of like a ferocious tiger, I guess.
Certainly. So it's important to fact check to stop the ferocious tiger pouncing at you like 三人成虎.
I couldn't agree with you more.
谢谢大家.
Right, before you guys go anywhere, we'd love you, our beloved audience, to know that we'd love to hear from you too. Whether you have a burning question you'd like to ask about Chengyu or translation, or even if you'd like to have a go at translating our Chengyu yourself, who knows, perhaps you even have a better one than us. If so, please leave us a comment down below to let us know. Well, that's it from us, and thank you so much for staying with us until now. Thank you everyone for listening. See you next time.